My name is Lecturer Clergy Bishop Kenya Michael Loltome, speaking in Kenya Republic this morning at Nairobi National Government, the Bakassi East Constituency and Bakassi Village. And this is actually my morning devotion about the Word of God in relation to Kenya politics, because we are expecting a very horrific kind of mass action tomorrow, Wednesday, on July 25th, 2022. So before I continue, I just want to warn parents of Kenya Republic, particularly Nairobi and other places, to keep away their children from going to school and any other questionable places for anyone, because I'm going to talk about actually politics in relation to war. You know, there is actually what we call, there is numbers, there is power in numbers in politics. You know, and we are seeing in Kenya politics, there is also power in politics in numerical numbers. There is power in politics in numerical numbers. The more you have your followers, the better you are assured of a victory in advance. Like now, if you read also, about numbers, chapter 22, verse 1 to 4, it will show you that there is actually power in numbers in politics. And also victory is assured in politics in advance. In that case, if you read again what I said in Numbers, chapter 21, verse 34. So we are seeing the supreme power of Kenya Republic President. That is none other than the chief opposition leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, is controlling us. He has started now to control us in Kenya. He's the one which is having now more numbers of followers than the president. He is actually commanding 3/4 of Kenyans out of 50 million population. So that's why I'm telling Kenyans, Raila is indirectly our president. And he has he is now the one who is controlling Nairobi, the head of Kenya capital and national government, where all services of yearly annual development programs are here. So the president is accessible to his, offices, like his State House office in Milimani, and also in Central Business District, Executive Office of the President, that is in Harambee, straight in Harambee, house. So the president is not actually accessible because of this horrific kind of, mass action, which started some weeks ago, and it will be again resumed tomorrow on Wednesday. So we're going to read actually the Word of God in relation to war in politics. And we are going to read, I said in Numbers, chapter 22, verse 1 to 4. And it reads like this: protection of property in times of war. If a man's, numbers actually, okay, you need to protect yourself and also, your properties. This is position in Kenya. So read Numbers chapter 22, verse 1 to 4. If you are theologians, and I'm going to explain, all right, for you to understand. Because many people assume that they know the Bible, but they don't understand if they are not trained pastors like me and others. Alright, this is just like any other literature book you can read, but you need an explanation in literature, in English also. Okay, so that's why we have students and teachers in schools. And that's also God wants people to be trained in 2 Timothy 2:2, chapter 2, verse 2, in 2 Timothy. So Balak summoned Balaam, and then the Israelites traveled to plain of Moab. That is Numbers 22, verse 1 to 4. I said, there is what? In politics, power in numbers matters for you to win in advance or to lose. So Balak summoned Balaam. Then the Israelites traveled to the plain of Moab and camped along the Jordan across from Jericho. Now Balak, son of Zippor, saw all that Israel had gone to the Amorites, and Moab was terrified because there were so many people. Indeed, Moab was filled with dread because of Israelites. Numerical numbers, marking that verse. Moabs have been so terrified because of what? because of numerical numbers of Israel, right? Then Moabite said to the elders of Midian, this horde is going to click up everything around us, as an ox licks up the grass of the field. So Balak, son of Zippor, was king of Moab at that time. Alright? Moabites versus Israel. They said actually, we are told in verse 4, the Moabites said to the elders of Midian, this horde, or opening and closing inverted comma, yeah, a big number of human beings, is going to lick up everything around us, as an ox licks up the grass of the field. So Balak, son of Zippor, was king of Moab at that time. Licking, if you have, you are given sugar and you lick, it will not be seen anymore. You will swallow it. So that's what is happening in politics. A great number will lick up small numbers. Strong parties will lick up small parties. And that's why now our president has lost all, confidence in numerical numbers in Kenya. Why? Many people have elected this president, and many others also did not. And out of what is happening, according to what we have discovered, this president did not win election. His Excellency William Samoei Ruto. His vote was modified, all right, in favor, of Raila Amolo Odinga. All right, he was modified his vote, so that the other one will lose. Raila Amolo Odinga will lose votes. Why? Simply because out of, I said on several occasions, out of 7 independent electoral and boundary commission officials who have been counting, one by one, all of them have been counting votes, one by one. Especially 6 of them, apart from neutral person was called the chairman, Wafula Chebukati. And we don't know what happened. All right? 4 officials, including even Kalenjin and all other tribes, Luyas and others, all right, who have been, overseers of that election, of Tuesday, August 9, 2022, they said actually clearly in their own mouth that there is power in the tongue, okay, mouth, the way you speak. Many people sometimes speak the truth. They said actually His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga won election. 4 out of 6. 2 of them, let's even add the chairman, 1 tribe, Somalis, okay, they said the president won election. And it is in any mathematics, there is no time that a less number, it will be greater than a bigger number. In any mathematics, in the whole world. I know a bit of mathematics when I was in schools, all right, from elementary up to even university level, in both geology and secular, okay, in mathematics, obvious. I was not very bad in mathematics either, all right, from elementary school, primary school to university level, and colleges as well, all right. There is no time I've come across that 3 is greater than 4, or it is always 4 is greater than 3, obvious. But to Kenya election, deliberately, which was modified, 3 is greater than 4. The 4 commissioners who have been counting 4 said, this is the person who won the election. 3 said no. Alright? Until even the security intervened. Kenya Defense Forces Chief of General Staff that time sent his, the deputy, who is now Chief of Defense of Kenya Forces, Kenya Defense Forces now, the Chief of Staff, alright, of Kenya Defense Forces, a well-known humble man, very brave warrior, soldier, alright, of Luo tribe, is called His Excellency Honorable Ogola, Francis Ogola. He was the best of the best Kenya Force that fight as pilot worldwide. One of the best, and very humble man, 70 man. He was sent to the election at Bomas of Kenya to go and check what was happening. Alright? Because there it was a miracle, it was something mysterious, which nobody understand. How can 4 people say someone won election and 3 people said that he didn't, and now 3 people won election out of 4, and they are the one who have been counting elections? We have entrusted these people, all authorities, to be our overseers in that election, which of course we expected it to be transparent, credible, and unfair election, fair, transparent, and credible elections. 50 millions of Kenyans, including children. That's what we have been expecting. Although we are voters, I'm a voter here in Nairobi, in Mbagazi's constituency. We are shocked. How can 4 electoral boundary commission chairmen give us a report that 1 person won and 3 are modified to be 4? It is next to impossible. So there is what we call power in numerical numbers in politics. Except the Kenya politics, in that case, it is not, that number is not working. Correct? It's not working in Kenya. Why? Simply because we are used to 1 tribe, 2 tribes ruling us for now almost 70 years. Since British government, a very nice government, left ruling us, December 12, 1963. They have been ruling us very fairly, and very wonderful government of British government, ruling Kenya since July 1920 to 1963. And now they left the country to be destroyed by Africans. So actually in advance, I just want to tell the president now, God has had Raila Omolo Odinga prayer. And God sometimes can hear prayers and can delay prayers. In Matthew 7, chapter 7, verse 7, God, the way God answers prayers, if you ask, okay, and seek, and you knock persistently in your whatever you are seeking, ask the word acronyms, words of ASK. All right, you know, mark those words. That's the way that God answers prayers. First of all, ASK in Matthew 7, chapter 7, verse 7. Ask, which is A, seek, which is S, knock persistently, that is K. Alright? Remember those words if you ask God, if you pray to God. And it will either give you, say yes immediately, instantly, like what he has done to Peter when he was, nearly to drown, because we anataka kutembea kama Yesu juu ya maji. But he also found himself and became a bit, less in faith, and also pride, when he was walking also, when Jesus told him to come, and he was walking on water. Alright? He asked God for help, and he was actually rescued from drowning, from the sea, alright? From that water, alright? And that's an immediate kind of a prayer, answered prayer immediately. It is sometimes you can ask God to rescue you immediately, and he will do so. Sometimes you can delay prayer. Sometimes you can also say no to prayers. Okay, so yes, no, and wait. Those are what you will expect. So sometimes God might have, I don't know why God has delayed to answer Raila Omolo Odinga, who was actually winning elections all this time, but is modified. His victory was modified to other people since, election of 2007. I said it even yesterday. I saw it. I have done it enough, research and such. And as a lecturer, clergy, who is trained pastor, 4 years capsule at Bible College, Kenya, Nandi County Government, Vision International University, a prestigious university in America, which was here in Kenya. I was also a trainee as a degree level student. I have also learned Islamic studies equally with systematic theology at independent learners, cross-cultural studies, in a vision, in a university called Columbia International University, distance learners America, and I completed studies of both systematic and, Islamic studies equally. And they are both books, I said, every now and then. They are holy books, the Holy Quran, the Holy Bible, and all the prophets, including Prophet Muhammad. Alright? They are godly human beings, 100%. Alright? They are godly prophets of God. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Prophet Isaiah, Jeremiah, and others. Major and, minor prophets in the Bible. They are all godly human beings, representing God on earth as mouthpiece of God ordinate powers. Like me today, relaying the message to you. So, in fact, what I want to tell the president, better him to step down. Rather than, making people to kill each other and then eventually we end up being in Hague, International Court of Justice. Alright? International Criminal Court of Justice, which God has delivered him at that time. But this time around, probably you'll face the rope, obviously, like Saddam Hussein and others. If you will not be careful, together with the Rigathi Gachagua and all those people around him. Because now people don't know this president. And I said yesterday, and I will keep on saying, as a person who have learned both theologies, both Christianity theology and Islamic studies at Columbia International University, particularly, here is the catalog. I've learned about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, peoples of Islam, alright, properly, power of this human being in politics, alright, called Muslim, and also their what? Their power. Prophet Muhammad, peoples of Islam, about them, who are these human beings called Muslims, generally, power of these human beings, which power are these people having, which are very powerful in the whole world nowadays. And their religion is growing faster than Christianity, and their nation is becoming so rich, and they're in dry land more than other nations, like even Kenya, like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Dubai, and others, simply because they are ruled by priests. That's what I discovered. God-fearing people are ruling this world, and that's why God is blessing them. Another nation also who are in Africa, another nation also, other continents, who are ruled by God-fearing human beings. Or in Proverbs 29, verse 2. Here is the catalog. If you want to prove it, okay? I've studied Islamic studies properly. It is here. It is here, actually. Don't make a mistake that you think I'm cheating you. No, it is here. No, it is here. Sorry, it is here. You can read it. Columbia University. This is the introduction to Islam. Alright? If you want to learn, because it's a bit expensive, yes, but God can open a way where there's no way to help you to study. Here is the Holy Quran. Equal, what I've read. Here it is. I've learned it and I've completed all studies, degree level studies. It's here. Alright? What do I want to say here? There is power in numerical numbers. Jesus Christ is either for good or bad in politics. If you read the whole of Matthew chapter 28, Jesus Christ was crucified because of mob justice. The government have found him, Jesus Christ, to be sinless, but there are criminals like even Barnabas who was released and others, alright, who have died with him, good and bad, one who confessed and one did not on the cross, alright. Jesus, sinless person, alright, died also because of mob justice. Priests of that time, like Kenya today, many untrained priests, hypocrites, alright, colluded with the government to accuse Jesus Christ, who was sinless, and they themselves have been hypocrites, Pharisees, Sadducees, those who have been actually also in the courts of that time, synagogue, temples, and also they are also in courts. Like Kenya today, we have many priests now in government, but untrained. They are just putting on the kola hii, wanaenda tu nachukua kasuku hapa, wanajifungia hapa na kusema mimi ni priest. So long as anapiga ndomo, so long as he's using his mouth, he will be called archbishop. Be it a woman, be it a man. And that's why Kenya is failing. We don't have even priests, to train priests. They have all cleared them. The government has killed them. Obviously, most of them, I'm sure. We have lost even, I come from Marsabit, near the border of Kenya and Ethiopia, and we are well-trained priests. The few we are well-trained in both theologies, Islamic and Christianity, equally. From all some few denominations there, alright? Like, Anglican Church of Kenya, they are there. 2 priests we have lost. One of them was my deputy. He was deputizing me in high school. Bishop William Wako Aborana, priest, well-trained in Kenya and also in Britain. William Wako was crushed. He went with so many politicians of Kenya, 4 politicians from all Marsabit County one time. He was deputizing him. We are the one who have started, actually, Christian Union of Marsabit County, a place which was predominantly, alright, Muslim made up to today. When we were in high school there, Marsabit boys, we started with him, together with another American missionary priest called AIC, African Land Church, which also died mysterious death in Nairobi here, together with his wife, at Ngong, the late Reverend Al Anderson. The one who have sponsored Moi, President Moi, throughout his life. The one who have sponsored me throughout his life. My mom was his maid, okay? And I was a Spanish boy, and he also helped me throughout. My mother was actually a headman servant of that family, the wife of that man called Esther Ford. My mom was actually a maid at Loglogo, Lysamis Consulship, Marsabit County Government, the federal state today. And I'm also, they sponsored me. Alright? I was just a child. I used to follow him everywhere. Even where Moi was, when I was a child, we used to go to Moi, car barracks, and also State House when I was a young man. Because this Muzungu has taken me, because my mom was a widow. Alright? Alright? And settled us later on to give us farms with water. At Songa location, central, Marsabit Central, around the mountain, very fertile area. Alright? He is the one who has made me also the way what I am. And baptized me. Alright? After getting saved, I got in class, I attended 2 years, and I was baptized in December 25th, 1975. And he passed away when, he wanted me to go to Bible school, but I refused at the first time, and he passed away. But God called me later on again, trained me, because with God, nothing is impossible with God. Nothing is impossible. In Luke 1:37, I thought I will not go to Bible school. After now, I got a call to go again. But God opened a way. I completed it, but I was also assisted by Americans. Northwest Baptist Church, Bellingham. Alright, one of them, United States of America, sponsored me together with my family. Okay, founder of Chalke International also sponsored me. Okay, Dr. Max Lang of Chalke International Kenya, section 58, and Bellingham also, head office, United States of America. I was also sponsored by several other families of America. Okay, Jonathan Stone family, who was actually, and Jen, his wife, and also Christy, attorney at law, sponsored me together with family. Alright, Christy Hamba and Jen, and so American made me what I am. God has used them. Alright, I thank them a lot. Together, I thank them a lot, more than Kenyans, blacks by far. This human being called Kenyan, blacks, they are very terrible people sometimes. Although I'm a black man, but we are sometimes very terrible human beings, more than whites. Let me tell human beings all over the world, all races. We Africans, we need to rethink the way we behave. Even when you are saved, you are not a straightforward person. Alright? Whether you are a leader, whether you are not a assistant, whether you are just poor, or whether you are rich, you are not a straight person in Africa. You're African person, people. Alright? We need to rethink. Probably Satan was black. That's why the color of this thing was black. Most likely, although we don't know exactly how it looks like, until we meet them. Alright? So actually, if you read even Quran, in that case, I said Satan and evil, for you to understand. The disobedience of Iblis was the source and origin of evil among mankind. When God asked Iblis why he refused to prostrate or to bow down to Adam, alright, he replied, "Why should I prostrate myself into a mortal whom thou hast created out of potter, clays of black mud, altered?" We are told by, the Quran, the rebellion of Satan and the angels became so worse when God created Adam and Eve. And God told them to name animals, and it was actually found to be Adam was more better, although the other one are super strength, angels, but Adam was having more intelligence, an image of God more than the angels, in knowledge, intellect, in will making, decision making, and also emotions. So that's why now the fighting started. If you read the Quran chapter 15:33, Satan now Lucifer became rebellious up to today. And he was thrown now to the earth to come and disturb us. together with millions of evil angels and millions of good angels which are there. So what we want to tell Kenyans today, let us come out tomorrow in large numbers to support Raila Amolo Odinga bid, simply because our president has failed in his leadership. He is now employing people of United Democratic Alliance Party only. From the last regime, people who are not in offices at all. Today, and that's why this government is now collapsing. They are not working. Wanatembea tu bwana kila mahali kukula hii small pesa ambayo Uhuru Kenyatta amebakisha. Because they are saying all the money have been taken off by the previous government. We don't know why is that true. Because we are not part of the government. But what they are saying is like that. They have irritated our broke government and they are now going on luxurious trips all over the world. The president is moving together with Prime Minister Mudavadi, together with, Deputy President Kiprono Rigathi Gachagua, together with his politician of United Democratic Alliance Party, together with principal secretaries, both houses of parliament, the upper house of Senate and also national parliament. They are just enjoying, they are not in offices bwana. Kabisa tembea sahi kwenda kesho Nairobi National Government Intercontinental. I want to tell even the president, visit there tomorrow. His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto or his deputy president Rigathi Gachagua. Let them go and inspect these offices tomorrow. I went there. Nobody's working. There's no members of parliament there in both the places where offices. Go to Kenyatta International Convention Center, not there. Go to Intercontinental where the MPs are. Nobody's there. Go to Intercontinental, NSSF, National Social, Security Fund offices there. Nobody's there except 2 people working. Every time I go there. Anti-corruption director of anti-corruption chairman, Honorable David Mugangi is ever in the office, very early in the morning. Go to the boss of again NSSF, National Security Fund offices. The only person you will find there very early in the morning throughout is Honorable Manyarki, Jimmy Manyarki from Tugen. And the other one, anti-corruption boss, David Mugangi, is Mukamba. The rest, nobody. And Kenyatta International Convention Center, only one man who is there, a leader, every morning throughout, and serving people. A senator of Kajiado. Alright? Kajiado. Call Honorable Lembu. Is there people are always, even from other counties, they want to go to his office. Because the only one working. Let our president tomorrow goes there. Go to these places. I want also to national cohesion. Yes, they are working. Reverend Kobia is working. National Cohesion Integration Commission, okay, which is dealing with the peace. They are there, but there are 2 only working. With Reverend Gilbert Onyango, they are working, surely, honestly speaking. But there are 2 people only. Alright? Come to even MCS offices. We have is another person working again. Is here. There's an office here of is called Nyatika. Alright. Honorable Nyatika, an MCA of Mbakazi is working. Also, Babu Wino is working outside in the field properly. He's always here giving people together with the Nyatika CDFs here in Mbakazi village. They are working surely. The rest, no. Let the president prove me tomorrow. And that's why the government is collapsing. This is a sleepy government, bwana. Let them go and read actually Ezekiel 33, verse 6 to 9. That they are our sentries. We have sent them there to represent us as watchmen. To see that we are our yearly annual development project programs are implemented. From 47 county government, 290 constituencies, and 1,450 ward assembly wards. We are expecting them to serve us. They are our servants. They are not our bosses, including the president and deputy president of Kenya Republic. He's not our boss. He's our servant. This human being now, they are saying even the president and the deputy president and the prime minister, they are taking Kenya government as a private organization, entity, with the managers, right, and supervisors of their own. That is not the government we are expecting. We need a government which is transparent, all right, and credible kind of government which is offering us, transparent leadership. We must know how much money are we getting in this world level, county levels, and a national level. All right? How much money they need to call chiefs and to convene meetings, but they are not telling them the money. We don't know now how much money is allocated to Embakasi East constituency. It is in darkness. Or what level, Embakasi, for example, we don't know. And others, or national government, what kind of development do you want to initiate? Planning. There's no planning here of yearly annual development program projects. So this is a sleepy government administration of His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto and his Deputy President, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua. And we want them to be awake. Otherwise, they are not supposed to be there. They are supposed to step down tomorrow to pave way for Raila Amolo